What's up, YouTube? It's time to talk about Asperger's again. This time I'm going to be talking about is it difficult for Asperger people to make friends? I think to a certain extent it is very hard for us to make friends, or at least for me it is. I mean, I'm sure it's different for different types of people. A lot of it depends on, first of all, where you are and what the social norm expectation is for that situation. But I think in most situations it is kind of hard for us to make friends because, a lot of the expectations of the social norm is, this ability to make eye contact and, this ability to listen to what other people have to say rather than to ramble on about what you have to say. And we have a lot of trouble with that. Like, Asperger people, we're very opinionated. Well, we tend to be very opinionated about our obsessions and our passions and our interests. And, it's very hard for us to, stop talking and listen. And that can make it somewhat difficult for other people because other people don't want to listen, to somebody talk all day. But in terms of just making friends in general, I think it gets a little bit easier when you become an adult. Like, I had a lot of trouble making friends throughout, high school, just because I had the whole stigma attached to me of the special ed kid, because of all the trouble I had in elementary school. And these were all people that I grew up with, and they knew me growing up into high school, and they kind of glued that label on me. But when I got into college, though, I tend to find that when you're on a clean slate, people were more mature about it, and it was easier for me to meet people. I have a lot more friends in college than I did in high school. In high school, if I really think about it, there's probably 6 people that I could really call my honest-to-God true friends. In college, there's probably about 25 or so people that I could hang out with whenever I want. And it's a really good thing. But I'm not going to say that that's going to be true for every Asperger person going in. In a way, I got kind of lucky because I met somebody who introduced me to some more people, and then I joined a club, and they introduced me to some people, and then for some reason beyond me, that club met up with my other friends, and they all just got into one big group of friends. So yeah, there's a lot of people who know who I am. But I think I got really lucky. If I can suggest anything to Asperger kids, definitely join some clubs. I'm a big video game fan, so I joined the video game club at my school and the anime club at my school. But you may not be into that kind of stuff. I don't know, maybe you're into maybe you're into reading, or maybe you're into I don't know, fill in the blank. But it's definitely get involved with what's going on at your school, because that's probably one of the best ways to meet people. Yeah. And, and for those of you, who are growing up in high school, Asperger kids growing up in high school, who think, you don't have any friends and that life's really tough, just hang in there, chances are things will get a little better when you get into college, because people are more open-minded and people are going to act like adults. And, and if you tell a lot of people what you've gone through, once you really get to know them, people have sympathy for that. And it gives you, and it feels really relieving when you find out that, there are people who actually understand, that it's been difficult for you to grow up with Asperger syndrome. And it's even more relieving when you find people who come to, admire the fact that, you've come so far. So that's all I can say about that, really.